Good morning, friends. Myself, Dr. Naval Singh Todawat, Assistant Professor in the subject of Botany from Moreshore Arts, Science and Commerce College. I am here to have a lecture for the student of BSc third year. I will be dealing with the paper named as Cell and Molecular Biology. Students, today we will be talking on the very first chapter of that chapter named as Cell. In that, we will be viewing the very first unit, that is the topic prokaryotic cells. The very first question arrives in our mind, what is prokaryote? Prokaryote means primitive nucleus. On the other hand, we see the eukaryote. Pro means not well defined nucleus in the cell. Before touching these prokaryotes or before studying these cells, we will focus on the history, how these prokaryotes have exist and in which group they are placed. We all know the 5 kingdom system of the organisms. Number 1 is Monera. Number 2, that is Protista. Number 3, that is fungi. Number 4, that is Plantae. And the number 5th, Animilla. As we are concerned with Plantae, we'll see these things details in our next lecture series. But keep one thing in the mind. Prokaryotes organisms are included in Monera, in the Monera kingdom. Prokaryotes are single-celled organisms. In case no single-cell organisms lie in the rest of the 4 kingdom, that is fungi, then Protista, then Plantae and Animilla 1. Now, focusing on the prokaryotic cell, we all know that cell is the basic unit of life, but there are 2 cells we describe, that is prokaryotes and eukaryote. While speaking on the prokaryote, we see the bacteria and the blue-green algae. These 2 organisms lies in the prokaryotic group or in the Monera group. Whereas blue-green algae is photosynthetic. What do you mean by photosynthetic? Photosynthetic means it produces its own food with the help of the sunlight. Okay. Now, while talking about the bacterial cell, everybody had heard about the bacteria. Most of the diseases, most of the infectious diseases are occur due to this bacteria. While thinking about the bacteria, we come to know that this organism is very minute organism, which we can't see by our eyes, but we have to use some microscopes for viewing these organisms. Now we all know that how the bacterial cell is, what type of bacteria are, what is the shapes of the different bacteria. Now talking about the shapes of the bacteria, there are different shapes of the bacteria. The spherical one, which looks somewhat like circle one, the bacteria is known as cocci, that is coccus bacteria. When the cell is single, then we call it as cocci, whereas the second shape of bacteria, that is rod shaped bacteria. We all know the shape, how the rod looks like, somewhat elongated and cylindrical type, that is the rod shaped bacteria, which mostly includes the bacillus bacteria. The bacillus bacteria are very infectious. We all are aware of different types of diseases from this bacillus bacteria. And the third one is that the vibrio bacteria. Now what is this vibrio bacteria? How it looks? The shape of this vibrio bacteria, it's somewhat like comma. As we put comma in the sentence, it appears as like a comma. This vibrio bacteria is also one of the infectious bacteria. Regarding the shape of this bacteria, I am going to show you some slides in this lecture. About this vibrio bacteria which cause disease known as cholera in human beings. Now, if we see the single cell of bacteria, if it is spherical, then it is cocci, whereas this single cell which attach in the chain or in the streptoform, then we call it as streptococcus bacteria, whereas the last one is staphylococcus bacteria. The structure of this staphylococcus bacteria is like the fruiting of the grapes. Have you observed the grapes, whole bunch of the grapes, which appears in that form, which is attached in that form, that is known as staphylococcus bacteria. While talking about the bacteria, many of us have been heard that gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria. What is this gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria? Before talking on this aspect, we must know about the structure of bacteria. We all know that there are 3 layers in the bacterial cell. If we talk the very initial layer, that is the slime layer or capsule layer. Just next to that or beneath to that, we find the cell wall. As cell wall is present in the bacteria, in prokaryotic cell wall we see also in the eukaryotic cell. But we have to remember one thing, that there is somewhat difference between the chemical constituent lying in this cell wall of this prokaryotic cell, particularly regards with the bacteria, whereas in eukaryotic cell we find the different types of chemical constituent in the cell wall. The third layer of bacteria is, that is plasma membrane. And the function of the plasma membrane is very common, that is the permeability of the liquid material from cell to the cell. Now, this was the 3 layer of the bacteria. Collectively we may call it as the outermost layer, that is slim or capsule layer. We also call it as glycocalyx layer. What is the glycocalyx layer? In glycocalyx, in most of the bacteria, sometimes we find the slim layer or sometimes we find the capsule layer. Talking about the capsule layer means It is hard in structure, that is tough in structure, to maintain or to give the support to the particular cell. And slime layer means it is the gelatinous layer. Slime means soft. Soft, that layer is known as slime layer. Whereas cell wall of the bacteria is made up of the peptidoglycan. In other organisms or in eukaryotic cell, we see the different chemical constituent. And the third layer, that one is the plasma membrane layer. Now what about the space of this bacterial cell? Which organelles are observed in this space? No organelle is membrane bound in the prokaryotic or this bacterial cell. In the space of this bacterial cell, you will be finding the DNA or the chromosomes not bounded like the nucleus or nuclei in the eukaryotic cell, which lies in the one corner of the cell wall. This is the genetic material of the bacteria, which is not enveloped. No membrane bound organelle is found in this bacterial cell. This DNA is found in double layer, somewhat circular in the bacterial cell. This DNA gives rise to the RNA. RNA is produced from the DNA, it is the product. And ultimately this RNA produces the proteins. But here the DNA is naked, which one is circular. And the most important thing is that it is without histone proteins. It is without histone proteins. Whereas transcription takes place, forming of the RNA. What is RNA? Ribonucleic acid. And with the help of this RNA and ribosomes, protein synthesis or protein production takes place. We may also call that is one of the industry of production of proteins. Now, while talking about this DNA, which is double-stranded, we also see some DNA granules which are present in this space, whereas we don't see the DNA granules in eukaryotic cells. Focusing on these DNA granules which are lying in the space of this bacterial cell, they are not that much efficient for the bacterial cell or for the survival of the cell. No efficiency is there, no requirement of this DNA granule which are lying in the cells for the survival of cell is required, but this DNA granule perform a very important role in the transformation of the genes or genetic characters. We have heard about the plasmid. In biotechnology, this term is used very commonly, that is plasmids. These plasmids are extra chromosomal, circular, double-stranded DNA, which is having characteristics of the antibiotic resistance of protein against the tetracycline. These plasmids are very commonly used in the preparation of insulin. We all know that regarding the plasmids, this plasmid is used the character which is inserted in this double-stranded circular DNA of the bacteria, which is easily to transform the character in the other organisms or in the other bacteria or in the other cell of the bacteria. So this circular DNA, they lies here and there in the rest space of the bacterial cell. Whereas the region of this DNA are chromosomes. What are chromosomes? Chromosomes are the binding DNA are bind in the proteins and forms the chromosomes. In eukaryotic we see the linear chromosomes, whereas in prokaryote the region is known as the nuclide region, which is having the double-stranded DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. Now, in the process of this transcription of the RNA, well, we see the ribosomes lying on the upper side or on the one corner of this bacterial cell. These ribosomes, they are not bounded, they are free, and they are counted as a 70S ribosomes. They are freely in the space. That is 50S the upper part, and the second one is that is 30S part. While saying about the subunit of the ribosomes, we see the 50S and 30S of this unit. Calculating it is 80S unit then. But it is not 80S, it is 70S. Because 70S unit ribosomes occurs only in the prokaryote, whereas 80S units occurs in the eukaryote. If talking on the eukaryote ribosomes, we see the 60S, that is big unit, and the 40, that is small unit. Then by calculating it becomes 100 unit. But no, in eukaryote we find the 80S subunit. These ribosomes, when they are attached in the production of proteins to the RNA in a single chain, then they are known as polyribosomes. So this is the very unique structure of the bacteria. While talking about the outer layer of the bacteria, that is glycocalyx, I told you about the capsule layer and slime layer, that is gelatinous layer. Well, we see the peptidoglycan in the cell wall itself. Whereas, talking about the bacteria, earlier I told you that what is the gram-negative bacteria and what is the gram-positive bacteria. Have you heard about the stain dye? What are the dye? Dye we used in our clothes, dye we use in our cosmetic, dye we use in our many festivals and all that. But for identification of the bacteria, the species of the bacteria, whether it lies in gram-positive or it lies in gram-negative, we have to keep one thing very clearly in the mind. When we see that there is gram-positive bacteria, then it is very clear that they are blue color. It takes blue color stain while observing in the microscope. Whereas about the gram-negative bacteria, it is clearly that these bacteria are the pink in color. Now there is staining procedure in this bacteria. On the basis of the chemical constituent of the bacterial cell wall, these bacteria are differentiated. Have you heard about the Gram stain or Gram staining? Gram staining is one of the method and procedure which used to be followed in 3 steps for the identification of the bacteria. We generally speak about that is gram positive bacteria and gram negative bacteria. There are 3 steps of this gram staining bacteria. I have told you about the 3 layer, that is peptidoglycan, that is chemical constituent of the cell wall of the bacteria. Very upper layer glycocalyx and the plasma membrane. When we go for the gram staining, we has to insert or we have to stain this bacteria. While staining, we go for the crystal violet plus iodine. In very first step, what we do, we pour the crystal violet drop by drop plus iodine to the both bacterial cell. This stain will get absorbed, which will pass through this outermost layer, glycocalyx layer, cell wall, and it will lie there by passing through these 2 layers. When these both stains, crystal violet and iodine, in the both cells of the bacteria lies there, which gives the appearance in blue color in both of the in positive bacteria as well as in the negative bacteria. But after applying this crystal violet and iodine, when we observe this blue color, then we go for the, in the next step, that is in the second step, we use the alcohol or some can use acetone also. But when we pour this alcohol or acetone in gram positive bacteria, we observe that the blue color is constant. The color has not changed. But in case of gram negative bacteria, we see that the color has been disappeared. That means the cell seems to be colorless. Colorless cells are observed in the gram negative bacteria. Now in case of gram negative bacteria, there is very one unique feature in the cell wall chemicals constituent, that is, we know that the lipopolysaccharide and peptidoglycan in gram negative bacteria, lipopolysaccharide as well as peptidoglycan, by combination of these both chemical, cell wall is made up of. Whereas in gram positive bacteria, the cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. The whole thickness of the cell wall, which is made up of the peptidoglycan. But in gram negative bacteria, there is one addition of the chemical, that is lipopolysaccharide. These 2 chemicals constituent made the cell wall. Very well. Now we move towards this step 3. In this step 3, we use the safranin. The safranin is poured after 1 or 2 minutes. After giving this safranin, we come to know that the gram-positive bacteria are still constant in their color. That means they are still blue in color. Whereas in case of gram-negative bacteria, in second step, the color has been disappeared. That means it was colorless by pouring the alcohol and acetone. But now by pouring the safranin, here we see the gram-negative bacteria are turned in the pink color. Now for identification of bacteria, staining is the most important part. This stain is been absorbed by the bacterial cell. Actually, it is absorbed by the cell wall of the bacterial cell and its part. On that basis, we come to identify that such and such bacteria is gram-positive bacteria and such bacteria are the gram-negative bacteria. But one thing is clear that when the bacteria appears pink or the stain takes pink in color, then definitely they are called as gram-negative bacteria. Whereas the staining or the stain appears in blue color, then they are called it as the gram-positive bacteria. Friends, this was the differentiation between the staining method and how these bacteria are being stained. Bacteria are very minute organisms. They are single-celled. Even though viruses are not single-celled, they are acellular organisms. Now, this was a short about the prokaryotic cell. In prokaryotic cell, as earlier I spoke, prokaryotes lies under the group of Monera of the 5 kingdom system of classification. Whereas blue-green algae is also been seen in the Monera group, that is prokaryote. Primitive nucleus. Nucleus is not well defined. Whereas the cell organelles, they are also not bounded by the cell membrane in this bacterial cell. As I told, there are 3 layers in this bacterial cell or in the bacterial capsule. That is glycocalyx, second one is cell wall, and the third one is plasma membrane. The function of the cell wall is to give the structure to the shell, to maintain the shape of the cell, and to give the mechanical support to the cell. In that we have seen the cell organelles such as DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, whereas RNA, ribonucleic acid, then ribosomes, which are the very essential unit in the production of the proteins. Friends, today we have been learn about the prokaryotic cell. This was the one part. Rest of the part we will be discussing in our next video.